and speed up that process.
Can you admit, if you have technically on paper somebody who can do every single thing right and play the game, they would be better off financially using credit?
They can benefit from it. And that's true. Like, I'm not saying that there's people out there who, people who have become millionaires and they don't have debt and they have emergency funds who they can use credit cards and pay them off every month, and they're going to be fine. I'm not mad at anyone who uses credit cards. I'll be friends with you all day long. But the data is too clear to me, and not just the data, but the reality of it, because we take the brunt of people who are struggling, that everyone has the mentality that they're not going to be that guy, but then life hits and they become that guy. And so, the credit card rewards, I just looked into Capital One's financial statements for 2022, because another angle on this is who is paying for the rewards. And a lot of people are like, well, the interchange fees, when you go you spend money, it's, 3% is charged to the business and that gets passed on in rewards. I looked at the numbers, and Capital One's revenue, over $15 billion came from interest, which is people who couldn't pay the balance, interest and fees. Only about $6 billion came from the other revenue through interchange fees. And so about 2/3 of the rewards mathematically is paid for by people who are hurting and struggling and paying interest. And so you're not a bad person if you reap the rewards, but for me personally, like, it just feels icky to me. Like, I don't want to support a system that operates in that way.
I think also there's a little level of confirmation bias between you two, because just the people you surround yourself by, everyone that calls in, has basically been demolished by credit and everything. But Graham and I, on the other hand, like the people that we associate with, a lot of the people we discuss, because it's just a part of our circle, they've done it extremely well and it's benefited them a ton. So I think there's also just a difference in culture and the people that
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you're speaking to this percent of people who are like the uber finance nerds. We are talking to like every American, all walks of life. You come to us, we're going to help you. And that's the thing, is like our plan works for everyone. It may not be the fastest as far as like, could you go win the lottery tomorrow and could you get really good at playing stocks? You could, but the chances of you getting burnt on that versus winning in the long term is much higher. And so that's where we just go, I'm not a risk guy, and I want to win. As stupid as I am, I still want to win financially. And so I love that this plan works for people across the spectrum.
Yeah. Could you walk us through your net worth from when you started here to now? Because you mentioned being a net worth millionaire, but then starting off with debt. Could you walk us through that process? And like your net worth by age, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.